Hey everybody, this is Addendum, and today we're gonna watch Filly Funtasia Season 1, Episode 14. Yeah, it has been over a year since the last Filly reaction, but here we are again, finally. Now, if you have been keeping tabs on Filly Funtasia, you will know that the rest of Season 1 has now finally completely aired. Since the end of 2020, all 26 episodes of Season 1 have been released. However, so far we only had them in Chinese with, well, the Chinese dub and Chinese subtitles, as well as hilariously useless auto-translated subtitles. So yeah, not really something you can watch and understand what the hell is going on. However, this year the second half of Season 1 has also started to air in various Eastern European countries. I think Hungary, Slovakia, the Czech Republic and some other places. I'm not sure where exactly. Several countries where it's airing in various languages. And that also means that we are finally having subtitles. Human-made subtitles that hopefully make more sense than whatever the AI came up with. So a shout out to Balwa from the Fantasia Daily Discord, who is responsible for making the subtitles for this video. The video is in Hungarian this time. I really would have preferred if I were able to continue watching the Italian version, but the thing is, there is no Italian version as of now. So yeah, we'll have to take whatever we can get. So this time it's gonna be Hungarian. So I don't know which languages we'll have for the upcoming reactions, if we're staying with Hungarian or if we are gonna switch again, because I don't know who is working on subtitles and who will release them in what order and how fast, and who knows. It's a big bag of surprises, like everything with this video. I have no idea how I'm even going to edit this, since I switched editing software over a year ago. So yeah, this is probably gonna look very different than the last Filly reaction. Anyways, that shan't be of any concern. I am, as usual, pretty blind about the episode, despite the show having aired, well, almost 2 months ago now, completely. I managed to stay spoiler-free, not reading anything on the Filly Discords, and I'm careful on Twitter, so I'm not spoiled yet. And also, well, you can't really spoil much if it's all in Chinese and you don't understand what the hell's going on. So we're going in blind. I don't even know the episode title. You will know because it's probably beneath the video. So you will know what the episode is called, probably. Unless it's only in Hungarian, in which case we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, I think we'll know an episode title. One thing, however, I do know about the episode, or that people think to know, and that I heard on the Fantasia Daily Discord, is that, well, surprise surprise, the episodes of the show are kinda sorta out of order. I mean, it was kinda noticeable. We had Rose using her magic to fly in episode 4, I think. It was Alone at Last, I think it was episode 4. And then in a later episode, I think in the Star Crystal episode, she complained about not being able to fly because she hadn't learned that yet. Or was it the Maze episode? I don't know. It was in a later episode she would complain about not being able to use her magic to fly yet. So yeah, episodes are kinda in a weird order. And that brings me to this episode. Fans have started a project trying to order the episodes, and it is assumed that episode 14 is pretty much the actual first episode. So the episode that happens before the others. Yay, that is totally not confusing and annoying, and oh well. Once we have a proper timeline, it's time to rewatch the entire show in the, well, proper order. Maybe once we have that, we'll also have an English dub, which would be nice. But we don't, so Hungarian today, I think. I think it's Hungarian, yeah. Anyways, I am waffling on and on. It is time for more Fillys. As always, like the video, comment, subscribe, Patreon, Twitter, DeviantArt, whatever. You know, all the things that YouTubers always ask of you. You should do that. Otherwise, you don't. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's stop wasting time, and here we go. And here we are. Oh, different voices, of course. That's so weird. Also, I have no idea how Hungarian sounds. You're not like a spring, you're more like a dead sloth. Freshmen. Freshman named Rose. Okay. Because. Oh wow. Really, really off lip sync here. Also, I have never heard Hungarian before. Actually, I did, but I can't remember. I was in Hungary when I was a kid on vacation with my parents, but it's been forever. In kindergarten, I think.
Filly Funtasia.
And yeah, I think they say every text because they usually use... No, they don't say every name. So yeah, it's slightly different. Yeah, are they using Cyrillic usually? I think the Ukrainian also had that where they said every text that was on screen. This is so weird, this not being in Italian. Wow, and they really changed things up here. Yeah, this is very different from the Italian and the English version. The Freshmen. Oh wow, you sound a lot deeper. She sounds kinda old. Oh yeah, this is obviously the real first episode. Yeah, you make an impression, definitely. Where's Lynn? Door's closed. A brass band isn't exactly cool. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, this is definitely the first episode. What are you guys doing? Why are you airing this so weirdly? Yeah, see, they don't even know about their crystal mirrors yet. Oh. Bella's full name. That's not used often. They're basically magic cell phones. You're thinking practically. That is also a very big ice cream. Now, there's something wrong with you. See? Are they going? So yeah, she's a unicorn? How did you figure that one out? Yeah, might be the growth on the head. Yeah, Cedric's a royal Filly. Oh, spaghetti. We're staying in Italy. Yeah, an elf. Oh, so he changed that. Earlier version had this where he wrote a fairy, which he is a fairy. Willow is a fairy. Bird. Yeah, witchy can use the magic capes. Simsala, okay. So they weren't at the gate of the academy, but the I'd rather the gate of the floating continent here. Why does the floating continent need gates? And then they all got eaten by a crew because they ignored Miss Sparkle. It would have really been helpful if this was actually the first episode that was aired. So Rangnum gave Bettywix the ability to speak. And Betty sounds... Please don't. Stop rapping. Yeah, it was at this moment Ragnar realized he made a huge mistake. Just wanted to rule the world.
Fantázia felett. Azok a nyavajás fillik az akadémia felé tartanak.
Well,
Barátkozz össze velük, majd
Rose being special makes a lot more sense after the Farina episode.
Úgy látom, velünk jönne az akadémiára.
A denevek undorítóak, és gonoszak is.
Dehogy is, ő ártalmatlan.
jól mondja, ő jó fej.
So, he wasn't a mascot originally? That's weird.
Ő többet nem jöhet a köz...
Lenyűgöző.
Varázsló Akadémia, már is megyünk.
Why are you turning around? You were just looking at it.
Jöttünk ide.
Kit érdekel? Lehet, hogy ez egy rövidebb út. Gyere!
Yeah, shortcut. Whenever someone says shortcut,
Kiváló. Az
it means it's gonna take forever.
egyik legveszélyesebb hely Fantáziában. A többi filli
The forest, of course the forest.
és Rose az enyém lesz.
De megbökted a vállamat.
Nem, dehogy is. Nem is, nem is.
We're off to a good start here.
Ha nem te csináltad,
The trees have poking. Magical talking horses like building their cities, schools and everything near dangerous places.
tükör, zsugorítsd le az ágakat.
That was wrong. Oh, good job.
Vissza minket, jaj! Vissza kell fordítanom a zsugorító mágiát. Kristálytükör, csináld vissza!
A kezdők meg a mágiák.
Yep,
Mutatom, hogy csinálják.
let Lynn handle that. She's apparently...
Kör. Ágakat szétszedni.
Okay, you almost killed everyone.
Hoppá, kicsit túl sok volt a mágia.
But at least she has some experience with magic. As a witch.
A kijárat.
Or witchy.
Megcsináltuk.
Oh, convenient canoe.
Irány a varázsló akadémia.
Nézzétek, milyen szép virágok. Legszívesebben átölelném őket.
Jaj, ne, csak virág.
Not the flowers. You mean not the bees?
Portól mindig előjön az allergiám.
Milyen allergiát szedni?
Széla láthatsz? Hey,
Now you're gonna die because of his sneezing.
jól van, Will, kösz az együttérzést.
Oh, it's these ugly fucks again. What they called something different last time? Like sharp tooth or something generic.
Virág, Cedric. Hogy érzed
What?
magad?
That might be the translation.
A pollen csak az egyik allergiám. Allergiás vagyok a porra, a frissennyi fűre, a koszra, a
Too much sunshine.
Jaj, ne már! Ő nem is barát, ez meg orvosi vészhelyzet.
Thanks, Will.
Én tengeri beteg leszek.
Just vomit into the ocean. Sea.
Tengeri beteg lény.
Technicalities, yeah, you are not at sea.
Mi egy tavon csónakázunk, nem a tengeren.
God fucking damn it, Cedric.
Tekedni velem, Cedric.
Diás lasszót. Ne körém. A fa köré.
Yeah, magical bondage spell. Not very helpful, but oh well. Gotta start somewhere.
Ő ragadjon a parton!
You just untied the rope. Why are you...
Gyertek vissza!
Gyorsan, dobjuk ki a horgonyt! Bízz csak rám, haver!
You...
Will, úgy értettem, hogy
Yeah.
kössük a csónakhoz. Hoppá, bocsi!
How do you manage to be so incompetent?
Biztos mindjárt visszajönnek.
You know, you would think that the academy would be
Akadémiát.
easier to find, or that they have some sort of escort for the new students.
Olyanokkal, mint a koronámban lévő. Szuper!
If Fantasia is apparently such a freaking hellhole outside the academy grounds.
Kíváncsi vagyok, be lehet-e jut. Mindegy, megért egy próbát.
Yeah, could have been open. Her necklace, okay. I thought maybe her tiara.
Nyílik az ajtó. Azt a mennyi kristály. Vajon ezeknek is van varázserejük, mint az én kristályomnak? Rengeteg van belőlük, és milyen színesek.
Yeah, Maud would have a field day here. Oh, ho! That thing is really out in the freaking open.
Ó, tetszik ez a színű. Jól fog mutatni az új szobámban.
Nem!
Hogy szuper, ahogy Will mondaná.
Does she ever have that thing in the later episodes? I can't remember the thing.
Nem, bolond hercegnő! Egyedül a nyakláncában lévő kristály nyitja ki a kristálybarlangot. Annyi volt a dolga, hogy megfogja a sötét kristályt, és azzal megszökhettem volna a kristály börtönömből. De ó nem, Rose a színeset választja.
Are you really surprised?
Ízlése!
She's a pink unicorn, what did you expect?
Levegőt, hiszen te egy megalomániás
Örülök, hogy látom önt. Itt ragadtam ezen a szigeten, és körbevesznek a tengeri szörnyek.
A completely normal first day.
Napodit, Rose, és már is nyakig benne vagy a bajban.
Kristálytükör, alkoss egy szivárványhídat a varázsló akadémiához. Hűha, a szivárványhíd, ez gyönyörű.
Well, this explains why she doesn't have the crystal anymore later. Hey, and that's that scene from the opening, basically.
Megyek és lelököm őt a hídról.
Great timing. Also, this is so not Rose's VA singing this.
Érkezését.
You should really implement a better security policy here
Ilyen izgalmas lesz az
to
akadémia.
get your new students to the academy without being eaten by fish and attacked by trees and all that other nonsense. Well, so that was episode 14. Or dare I say episode 1. Translated and timed by Balwa. Special thanks to Fantasia Daily. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Balwa for translating this. It's it's interesting how the lyrics are completely different from the English and the Italian ones. Like the Italian are. I think this is probably an information about the next show. But the Italian text is pretty close to the English one, from what little Italian I can understand. And these are completely different. Alright, so that's the episode. Okay, let's first talk about the obvious thing, that this was quite clearly episode 1. Now, it's not unusual for TV shows to air somewhat out of order. We have seen the same thing in a lot of shows. We've seen it in Friendship is Magic, most definitely, where at least season 1 is kind of sort of out of order, and probably the entirety of seasons 1 and 2 are actually intertwined, like some season 2 episodes happening during season 1 and vice versa, because of the somewhat weird seasons, and also the intro of Griffin the Brush Off, where at the beginning Pinky retells the events of Sonic Rainboom, a way later episode. Another example would be the original Lodos War anime, which started with episode 5, because they thought, well, episode 5 has a lot more action, so we start with something actiony for the people to get them interested, and then we later do the boring character introduction. Yeah, it is not uncommon for TV shows to do that, but this is outrageous. This is the beginning of the second half of the season. Literally, it's the 14th of 26 episodes, and this is the episode where the students first arrive at the academy. Are you fucking kidding me? At this point, it's really weird and late for that. I'm not sure if this is the fault of the TV station. I don't think it is actually, because, well, so far every place has aired them in this order. Some galaxy brain decided to air the show completely out of order. I mean, we already know why Rose is important. Her great-grandmother creating the Dark Crystal. That is why Rose is the special and the main character. And yeah, this episode just hints, oh, she's important and she has powers that she doesn't even know of, and we already know. We know from the last episode where her ancestry was revealed. The last episode, episode 13. It blows my mind. I mean, starting with a more action-y episode I can understand, but they didn't even do that. What the hell? They started... Cupcake Mystery is not exactly the best episode of the show. I think most people would say that it is the weakest episode of the show. and it's not exactly an action episode. What I think is happening is they are airing the episodes in the order that they were produced in. Cupcake Mystery was definitely an episode that has been in production for forever. It's been the episode that we have seen in the very first trailer, so it's probably an episode that they started working on really early. Yeah, now they are apparently just airing them in some insane order that makes no sense. I really hope that they don't actually have the finale happen in the middle of the show, or even worse, that the finale has already happened. Imagine if Farina the Fire Dragon was actually the finale episode. That would be insane. I still haven't seen half the show, half the season rather, but we've already seen the finale. Jeez. Anyways, let's try to talk about the episode at hand. This was actually a pretty decent introduction, I think. We learned a little bit about the characters, not much of course, but we see what the different races are, where they came from, the differences between them, like Lynn already knowing magic and being able to fly, just like Will obviously, since, well, he has wings. They detail that they are all from different places, like Will is a fairy filly, Bella is an elf, Rose obviously a unicorn, Lynn a witchy, and Cedric is a royal filly, though royal is a little bit weird since they are all royalty, and that they are not native to Fantasia, but that they came here to study at the academy, which is, that's a bit of world building that, well, we know these things from behind the scenes stuff and from what you can infer from the show, as well as of course the toys and some background material that were provided by that, but yeah, would have been nice to actually start the actual show off with that. We're back again at this point. But yeah, we had a little bit of character introduction, we had a bit of adventure here. Wranglum was introduced. We know more about him and the Baddiewigs and how they got together than we did in the aired first episode. So apparently Baddiewigs was made able to speak because of Wranglum's magic. So yeah, animals can't talk in this world, and it's just because Wranglum's magic that Baddiewigs can talk. And as we have seen, maybe he cannot actually talk to the fillies. I'm not sure about that. He has never talked to them. I don't know if he's hiding that or if he actually just can't and can only talk to Wranglum. Who knows? Yeah. Overall, kind of a fun episode. It's really weird to see it at this point in time after, well, having seen half the season already. But it is what it is. Oh well, it's gonna be fun once we have seen all the episodes to try and piece together in what order the episodes actually belong. And then if there ever comes an English dub, maybe we can then rewatch the entire show in the proper order. That would be fun. And yeah, an English dub would also be very nice. Yeah. Finally, I want to talk about the dub a little bit. I'm gonna compare it, of course, to the Italian dub, because that's the one that I know. Yes, I know the show is also available in a few other languages, but due to force of habit, I've only really watched the episodes with the Italian audio. I haven't watched either the Chinese or the Ukrainian or the other versions, so I can't comment on those. Yeah, as I mentioned during the outro, the lyrics in the Hungarian version here of the songs are very different from the Italian lyrics, and the Italian lyrics, at least for the intro and outro song, were very close to the English versions that we have gotten before. There are English versions of both the intro and outro, that is Magical World and From Now Until Forever. I think I've actually played them as background music during my in and outros for the reactions, and note to self, I'll just put them here as the background music, the English versions. And if you compare them to the Italian versions, you can tell these are definitely the same lyrics, just translated to Italian. Here they went for completely different lyrics. It's probably that they had to do that in order to make it rhyme somewhat. Translating songs is very hard, especially the further languages are apart from one another. Now, Italian and English aren't that closely related, I think. But, I mean, Italian is a language that really lends itself to singing. That's why most operas are in Italian. So I guess it was a bit easier to stick close to the original English text whilst still maintaining rhymes and flow and everything. But yeah, it was interesting to hear this here. The voice actors aren't bad. I think Rose sounds a little bit too old, I think. I feel like she sounds significantly older than she should. This might just be me. Again, as I said, I don't speak or understand Hungarian or Italian or really anything. So I maybe this is just a foreigner listening to this and having no idea what he's hearing. But I don't know, I feel Rose sounds a bit weird. Bettywix sounds surprisingly close to his Italian counterpart. Wranglem, not a fan of him, I'm not sure. Also, his dialogue is definitely the one that suffers the most with the AV desyncs. Well, it's not an AV desync, they have the animated lip flaps, which were probably most likely made for the English version, and they have to somehow fit this to a completely different language. As someone who's not a native English speaker, who grew up with terrible, horrifying German dubs of TV shows, I'm used to this, so it's something you have to live with. But it felt kind of really weird here, especially during these singing segments when Rose was singing. Also, I am very certain that Rose's singing VA here and her voiceover VA were different people. They sounded very different. Again, might just be me mishearing things, but I don't know. That's kind of weird. But overall, the dub isn't too bad. Well, let's say it doesn't sound too bad. I can of course not say anything about the quality. I'm not sure if the actors are doing a good job or a terrible job, because I don't understand anything. And also I don't know how close this is to the original script. I say original script, I assume that the original script is in English, but seeing how the original production, the first trailers were in English, I guess it's fair to say that English is probably, or was probably, the intended original language. We don't know, because we're getting dubs for absolutely every language. We've got Indian, we got Hebrew, we got Ukrainian, Italian, Chinese, everything, no English. What we also don't have is German, which was also one of the first dubs promised, but we do have Spanish now. I don't know if European Spanish or Latin American Spanish, but apparently the show's also airing in some Spanish-speaking country at the moment, though they are starting at episode 1. So there is very little chance that we'll get to hear that dub during these reactions here. But we'll see. If it's possible for me, that depends on the subtitles that I have, I will try to mix it up a little bit, try out different dubs, because, I mean, if I can't have it in English, then I'm not gonna understand it anyway, I'm gonna need the subtitles. So, since there are now different language versions, we might as well give them a try. Except German. Should there ever be a German dub, it will not be on this reaction. Fuck no. Though, maybe I'll talk about it. I'll most definitely talk about it if it should ever happen. And I will be very upset, because it's gonna suck. I already know that. But yes, I am totally digressing. Yeah, as I said, I liked the episode. Really wished we had gotten this a lot earlier. Would have made a lot more sense, but it is what it is. And with that said, I am eagerly awaiting the next episode. Well, I'm not awaiting it, since it has already aired and I already have the entirety of the show here in Chinese with the terrible subtitles. So yeah, I'm basically waiting for more subtitled versions, that is. Thanks to the people who make the subtitles. You are doing God's work, guys, and this is gonna be really helpful until we get a understandable version. By which I mean English. Oh well. Anyways, I think that's it from me for now. Yeah, looking forward to the next episode. Hope you're looking forward to it as well. And yeah, I've been recording for over an hour. What is wrong with me? So, let's end this here, finally. As always, I have been Stratagem. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.